Number 118, Senator Eldridge has an amendment. Clerk will read.
Amendment number 118 by Mr. Eldridge, 5-year cooling off period for legislators.
Question comes on adoption of the amendment. The senator from Middlesex and Worcester, Mr. Eldridge.
Thank you, Madam President. And when we vote on this amendment, I ask that we vote on by a call of the yeas and nays.
Yes, call the yeas and nays. Senator asks when a vote be taken, to be taken by a call of the yeas and nays. Those standing with him, please rise and be counted. Sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays will be ordered.
Madam President, the amendment before you would prohibit legislators from working for a casino applicant for 5 years after leaving office. This is an important amendment because I know there's been a lot of thought put into this bill, and we want to make sure to move forward and protect the public integrity that's been put into this bill. Now, this is an economic development bill for the people of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. It should not be an economic development bill for legislators. I understand the economic arguments behind expanding casino gambling as much as I disagree with them. But we need to make sure that if this casino bill becomes law, that there is not an opportunity for any legislator who votes for or against this bill to leave office immediately and go to work for the casino industry. This is an important public integrity measure. This is an important measure to speak to the fact that although we may disagree on the merits of casino gambling, it is critical that this isn't a bill that benefits any of us personally. Now, the Senate and the House and the Governor have worked very hard over the past couple of years in improving transparency in government. And Madam President, I know that you've taken the lead on that, on the ethics bill, and most recently on the probation bill, on a bill that I know has passed this chamber and hopefully will pass in the House, creating more transparency in government in general. This is an added measure to speak to the fact that this is a bill that if you do believe it creates economic development for people, that it's an economic development for the public of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and not us individually. The bill also recognizes that we need to keep some space between legislators and the activity of this bill. And I see that there's a cooling off period for gambling commission members in this bill. So clearly there's been some thought putting into some of those members that might benefit if they could leave that gambling commission and go right to working for the casino industry. I think we need to have that same sort of standard for legislators. I think it's the least that we can do. I think it's something that we owe to our constituents to make the point that this is a bill for the public of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and not for us individually. Now, I understand that there is some difference of opinion about the length of the cooling period. But given the fact that we don't know when casinos are going to be built in this state, given the suggestion that it might be 3 or 4 years before a casino is built if this bill becomes law, we need this length of a cooling period to create that space between when a casino is established and when a legislator could go work for that casino industry. I think it would be incredibly embarrassing for any member to leave office soon after this bill is passed, if it is passed, or a couple years after this bill is passed. I think it's an important measure to stand up to say whatever side you are on this bill, that you stand up for adding to the public integrity of this bill and people's perceptions of the legislature in general. Now let me finish and just say that I know that there's a lot of private conversations that we have sometimes saying that sometimes it seems that no matter what we do, the media will attack us, the public is skeptical of the great work we do in this body each and every day. First of all, I strongly disagree with the suggestion that each and every day we don't do great work for the public or the people of Massachusetts. We are working hard each and every day, and I'm particularly proud of the work we've done over the past couple of years on transparency, on economic development, on health care and education. And I know that our constituents, just like my constituents, have a great appreciation for that work. The problem is when we get into bringing up legislation that allows for these conflicts to happen. And again, it's not just if the conflict happens. And unfortunately, we know over the past couple of years, conflicts have happened in other areas. It's the appearance of that conflict. It's that which casts and creates the seed of doubt that causes the public to think less well of elected officials or the legislature in general. This would be a measure to take a stand for each one of us to say that we stand up for the public integrity of this bill, whatever side you're on, and making sure that if this bill does create economic activity, that it's not benefiting any one of us individually. So I ask each one of my colleagues to support this bill and add further public integrity to the casino gambling bill today. Thank you.